get more people. Got it.
So we can start now, I think, while people are joining.
Should I start now?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
start. Please start because we need to finish on time.
Hello, everyone. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Namaste. Assalamu alaikum. Shubho Shondha. Kuble Janmyat. Good evening, everyone. I am Shastri from West Bengal, India. Was a student of the English and Foreign Languages University Regional Campus, Shillong, Meghalaya. I am one of the hosts of today. I thank my co-hosts, Dr. Amina Hussain and Miss Insa. On the very outset, I grandly would like to wish Happy Women's Day to my professor, Dr. Moushami Guho Banerjee, Dr. Heberauf Ezat, Dr. Miriam, Dr. Amina Hussain, and to other women present here. On behalf of Umran Academic Research Association, I warmly welcome you all to this highly engaging webinar. The webinar is a tribute to Savitribai Phule and Fatima Sheikh on International Women's Day on behalf of UARA and Umran Mahila Manch. I feel privileged to open this event. A very special welcome to our speakers and chief guests of today. Now let me introduce our research association, Umran Academic Research Association or UARA with you. Umran Green Perspective Foundation is a registered non-profit organization founded by Mr. Rajiv Kumar to engage communication in society and inspire humanity to achieve peace, prosperity, and compassion through its unique educational programs that reimagine the world and foster respect for the environment. UARA or Umran Academic Research Association is a research association under it. This was also founded by our managing director, Mr. Rajiv Kumar, which draws inspiration from the teaching of Professor Bruce B. Lawrence and the Green Perspective of Umran. UARA draws inspiration from the cosmopolitan or the broader understanding of Bruce B. Lawrence that he calls Balzac logic. We have advisory board where Dr. Bruce B. Lawrence, Dr. Miriam, Dr. Moushami Guho Banerjee, Dr. Heberauf Ezat, and Dr. Amina Hussain are the respected honorable members. I pay my bow down reverence to each of them. This association engages members, academicians from various universities of countries like the Department of English Literature, the English and Foreign Languages University Regional Campus, Shillong, Meghalaya, India, the Department of History, the Jamia Millia University, India, the Alliance of Civilization Institute, Ibn Haldun University, Turkey, University Foundation Compensor, and the National University, Bogota, Colombia, Jawaharlal Nehru University, India, the Alliance Iqbal Open University, Pakistan. The academic project is organized in the thematic networks focused on rethinking humanity, understanding of the environment, history, literature, philosophy, and practice. Our first project will be on the scholarship of Professor Bruce B. Lawrence. The name of the project is BBL Research Project, and the theme of the project will be the Bruce B. Lawrence Reader, Islam, Cosmopolitanism and Fundamentalism in Technical Age. Now let me tell about the mission and vision of our foundation. The association will work towards the establishment of an international university in Bihar named Umran Green University. Bihar is the backward state of India today. Once it used to be the center of education, politics, and culture, but now, for many years, it lost its glory. Now, it is in that direction excellence education center, which could help Bihar to re-establish its past so the Bihar could become more productive and contributive to humanity. There is a lot of scopes for research students at UARA, especially if the research students work with us for long. They have an opportunity to become lecturers at university that Umran envisions. As you need to know that we are running many academic projects. Therefore, we made two
your voice is
videos
not coming.
where
Swasti, your voice is breaking, I think. Can you?
The voice is not
play the
breaking.
video now?
This is
No,
my
I
best friend.
I can
She's
hear
a professor.
I
Amna.
can hear Swasti. Saman,
Can
I
we
think
watch?
your mic is on.
Oh, okay, okay. So can we play the video? I think
I think your Swasti is audible. We can hear you. Just continue.
we can play the video, right?
Yeah, we can move on to that. Swasti, can you hear us?
She got frozen, I think.
Swasti? I think it's the network, the network is not the slow network. She's frozen there. So Rajiv, can you play the video?
Okay, let me.
So as Swasti has already introduced the mission and the vision of the organization, we're going to proceed with a video. It's a very small video. Yes, which will showcase the work that Umran is engaged in.
नॉर्मल खड़ा है वो पीछे अपने हम लोग ने खेत खुद एडिट किए
So
May I
should I
just request
play now?
the participants to please turn off
Can you
your
see the screen?
mics.
Okay, I'm playing the video.
Umran Green Perspective Foundation, founded by Rajiv Kumar in 2020, is a registered non-profit organization. Its mission is to empower women, marginalized communities, and foster environmental sensitivity through innovative education and research.
Developing gradually as a vision which will serve humanity.
The foundation envisions a communicative society that guides humanity towards peace and prosperity by nurturing the ideals of Athabia and Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The impact of Umran resonates deeply in the lives it touches, propelled by the dedication of volunteers who passionately share similar vision.
Umran, as we have seen, does signify prosperity, peace, and compassion. And the promise with which its green perspective is taking shape is extremely awe-inspiring.
I want to say how impressed I have been by your project. Truly extraordinary what you have been able to achieve in such a short time.
You still do something that is very little. You want to change the world by doing something very small. I had tears in my eyes when I saw this distinguished teacher teaching the children sitting on the floor, with all that compassion that he had with them. And this is enough. And this is what we just make a snowball and it will grow, and you don't know who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will provide you with of helping hands, of helping hearts, of helping minds, so I think that that hope is very important.
Guided by Rajiv Kumar, Umran spearheads diverse projects that span from the national to the international arena. One of its initial milestones involved the construction of a library for children in a Bihar village. Moreover, Umran played a pivotal role in the formation of Umran Mahila Manch, a group dedicated to empowering and acknowledging women's contributions within society. Adding to its achievements, Umran introduced the Umran Green School, a language academy providing instruction in over 10 international languages.
And before you read the poems, girls, est-ce que vous pouvez expliquer un petit peu? Can you explain a little bit the subject of the poem?
Over the past 3 years, this institution has welcomed more than 4,000 students and teachers from over 42 countries. Additionally, Umran pioneered the Umran Academic Research Association, fostering collaboration among professors and research students from diverse nations to shape the concept of Umran. This association has orchestrated 2 international symposiums and hosted a multitude of international talks. The essence of these endeavors is encapsulated in the biannual U Talk magazine. Through partnerships with numerous national and international universities, colleges, schools, and other non-profit organizations, Umran has swiftly made a profound impact on society. We earnestly seek your support and active participation to sustain and further amplify these transformative impacts.
And thank you, Rajiv, for your words, but also your activities that have made all this possible. So I also feel privileged to be here, and I want to say a few things which, when I was thinking about what to say, I said, well, I've got a lot of words, and the words have meanings, but I think if I had to etch everything I want to say, it would be, there's a hierarchy in Umran. What I see is a hierarchy of activity from the very small to the very large, from the very beginning to advanced, but there's no hierarchy of value. There's a hierarchy of activity from the youngest to the oldest, from beginning to advanced, but there's no hierarchy of value because all people are important and all people are included. And so when I was talking with Professor Miriam about what to say today, I said, it seems to me that what Rajiv has done is what we all try to do, to start small but think big. So start small is what he has done, but he's thinking big in terms of not just this project of Umran, but the entire world.
Okay, so now let me play the second video, which represents Umran Mahila Manch.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah, screen is fine. We can see this.
Okay.
Okay. So now, from the bottom of my heart, let me grandly welcome Dr. Amina Hussain, who is a professor at the Department of English at Jamia Millia Islamia, India. She is working with us since a long time. She recently has joined as one of the advisory board members of UARA. She is the keynote speaker of today and one of the moderators. We are proud to have her at our research association. Now let me hand over the mic to Dr. Amina Hussain. Professor, please have the floor.
Thank you, Swasti. Thank you for a very generous introduction. Actually, I just want to make a correction. I'm not at the English department. Actually, that is my parent department, but I have moved to the Women's Studies Center in Jamia. And yes, my association with Umran has been very long because I also aligned with Rajiv, who's the president and the founder of the organization. The commitment towards the marginalized and oppressed, and especially in the field of education. Now, first of all, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to deliver a keynote for this. What's interesting here that I really want to underscore is the theme of today's Women's Day celebration, which is actually, although internationally we are celebrating inspired inclusion, but there has always been a lack, and Rajiv pointed this out earlier. And, especially Indian feminist or Indian women, we haven't really given them due recognition, especially when we talk about Savitribai Phule and Fatima Sheikh. Now, these are the two names, the feminist icons, the trailblazers in terms of education in India, but yet not only have they not been celebrated, but also they've been kind of, forgotten. So it is befitting that today we dedicate our day in not only remembering and recognizing them, but also learning from their endeavors. So as we see, 19th century, we hear these big names, towering figures of social reformers. There lie a lesser known but equally significant contributions of Savitribai Phule and Fatima Sheikh. And it is imperative, I believe, to shed light on their remarkable achievements and also the efforts they made in advancing the education in India and thereby working for the social upliftment of the Indian women. And I would like to, really highlight the more oppressed, the Dalit community and, the lower caste strata. Now, of course, regrettably, they have fed into obscurity over time. And the reason why we have this session today is to really remove the layers of dust that have settled on these names. Now, Savitribai Phule actually was born on January 3rd, 1831. We do have concrete details about her birth and her biography. She was from a well-to-do farmer's family, and she was married off at a tender age of about nine years. And she was married to Jyoti Rao Phule, who was 13 years, at that time, adhering to the prevalent tradition of child marriage. Now, despite societal constraint imposed upon her, Savitribai Phule's indomitable spirit and thirst for knowledge propelled her towards not only educating herself, but also setting up India's first school for girls in Pune at 1848. And of course, with the help of her husband, social reformer Jyotirao Phule. Now, when we come to Fatima Sheikh, on the other hand, we have very sketchy and sparse detail about her. She, of course, hailed from a Muslim community, and we know very little about her personally. And whatever that we can gather from the archives or from the internet or from, books, is her friendship with Savitribai Phule. And I think that is remarkable. So not only are we talking about these social reformers, activists, and educators who were there campaigning literally out on the streets, fighting for women's education, we're also here to learn the solidarity, the sorority of these, because whenever we talk about Savitribai Phule, it is followed by Fatima Sheikh for some reason. And the reason is because they worked as partners, as collaborators, as comrades, and I think it is their solidarity which is something that transcended religious and societal barriers. So one is Hindu, low caste, and the other is Muslim. So you see their bond. It kind of epitomizes the spirit of course, solidarity and respect for each other. And that's exactly what we're here to celebrate. So Fatima, with her brother Usman Sheikh, actually offered refuge to Savitribai and Jyotirao Phule when they were forced to leave their home in Pune because they were challenging the norm, and they were educating Dalits and women, which was unthinkable at that time. So it was then actually in the house of Fatima Sheikh that Savitribai actually started her first school for girls. And together, Savitribai and Fatima are going to embark on an audacious mission in the 19th century, for Indian, for education of Indian women and for their rights. So, 19th century India is still, beset with not only deeply entrenched patriarchal norms, but also social evils like, sati pratha, child marriage, and early girl child widowhood, and there was no widow remarriage, was again unthinkable. So this is the society where we're looking at both Savitribai and Fatima. So they set up this school from their home, as I said, and they initially called it as Indigenous Library. And again, something that reminds me of when Rajiv started Umran, organization. He also started with the concept of library, making education, books, reading available and accessible to all. So this indigenous library that they started from home with books, it actually became a beacon of hope for girls thirsting for education in the society rife with gender disparity, and where, so their home actually became the first girls' school, which was defying all societal norms, where women were still relegated to the domestic confines. So this was revolutionary at that time. And this pioneering initiative laid the groundwork for many transformative change that will happen later in the 19th and 20th century, when we will see women coming out in open, as women's movement we will see Indian women participating in national struggle for freedom, so that will also happen. I think the groundwork is laid by both of these, icons, feminist icon, I would like to call them. Now, Savitribai and Fatima's commitment to education, it really extended beyond the gender boundaries. And they recognized the plight of the Dalits and oppressed at that time. And they set up schools specifically catering to the Dalit, children. So they were challenging the caste-based discrimination which was prevalent in the Indian society. Now, even their school curriculum, if you will see, mostly the school curriculum at that time was taught by the Brahmin teachers, and that was again, when these two women started up school, they picked up subjects like mathematics and science and social sciences instead of Brahminical texts like Vedas and Shastras. Again, very progressive and modernist in that aspect. And most men were very apprehensive at that time, with the universal, access to education. Education at that time was still limited to the upper caste men. So, there was a lot of vehemence, there was a lot of resistance, of making it available to Dalits, the lowest, and women. And of course, these two women had to really bear the brunt of it in terms of their stories that there were stones were pelted at them, and both Fatima and Savitribai Phule would go to their schools, carrying extra pair of sari because they wouldn't know, people would store dirt at them, or cow dung, and they would keep an extra pair so that they can change. So this shows their their commitment to education remain undeterred despite all the odds, in that society. And Fatima is taught in the school till 1856, and she's regarded as the first Muslim Indian women teacher in that respect. And, for Fatima, I believe it was more challenging than Savitribai. So she had both the Hindu and the Muslim community kind of rejected her efforts. But she didn't give up. She went house to house, and especially, convincing families and especially Muslims to send their, daughters to school. She would spend hours counseling them, the hesitant parents. And she even used the scripture, the Quran, in advocating the importance of education. So, unfortunately, we have very little information about Fatima than we do about, Savitribai. But the impact of their tireless advocacy, kind of extended beyond the confines of the classrooms. And they definitely acted as a catalyst in bringing that broader social change. The whole society was churning, Indian society, late 19th century, it was, it was really a churning moment, there was a lot of influence from the Western ideas and ideals, and there was a strata of society which was highly educated and exposed to the Western education, and there were English-speaking people. So that was definitely something that aided and kind of, facilitated the women's education. And women like Savitribai and Fatima, of course, took the lead in that respect. So I believe that despite their monumental contributions, the legacy of both Savitribai and Fatima Sheikh, more so, has kind of languished in the shadows of history. There have been recent initiatives and, a little section in the books kind of, dedicated to them. But I still believe that the enduring relevance kind of transcends just mere commemoration. So, as women today still continue to struggle for their rights, we really have to recognize the importance of these two women who revolutionized education at the time. At the time when they did, with whatever might they had, limited resources, very, very limited resources, very limited influence, So we owe it to them, to celebrate and to remember them on this day. And I guess with this, I will put an end. I wanted it to be brief. So this was just a small kind of, commemoration or acknowledging these two icons from the past, from the annals of history. We try to, take them out and remember them and their struggle in spreading the education, which continues to be a struggle even today. So I guess with that, I'll end. And we're going to continue with our program, which is we have a panel also. And this panel is a very interesting panel because here we have people from different diverse background. The broad theme is women in education because that's where we started. And we have people from the corporate, we have people from the research, and other areas to participate in this discussion. I just want Swasti, can you just confirm our panelist? Can you introduce them, please?
Will unveil the logo.
We almost forgot one of the highlight of our event today is also because of, I'm sorry, my apologies. So we decided that this is the most opportune and the best time, I guess, day of the year to unveil our logo. So Umran has its own logo, and it's been working extensively in the field of education, especially in the remote and rural hinterlands of India. Credit goes to Rajiv. But we have tried to take we are adding more feathers, to our cap. And I would like to give it over to Rajiv now to introduce our new logo. And this logo will stand for Umran's, achievements in terms of women, the work that we're doing specifically with rural women. And I think, Rajiv, you can also give it the name that we have decided. He has chosen a very interesting, a unique, and a very meaningful name, which is very, which will touch the very, hearts of, the source and foundation of living. So Umran, Rajiv, over to you for the unveiling of our logo, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Amina. Everyone knows that my name is not Rajiv, but Umran, but it's not like this. Yeah, so it was a very interesting journey with Umran Mahila Manch and the Women Project of Umran. Let me share with you this logo. But first of all, I would like to thank everyone who had joined this event, and specifically our collaborators, Prema Misra. She is a founder of U Catapult Organization Foundation, and Nikita Jain. She is president of Puruskar Foundation. Thank you very much for this wonderful collaboration. And the aim for this collaboration was, that we all are working with similar vision. We have a similar vision. We are working for societal improvement or societal change, perhaps, so that we can make a better society, a better India, or better brotherhood, peaceful, prosperous society. And we are working, so we should be working in network, and that is why we wanted to collaborate with the various organizations. In future, we want to do more. Specifically, Prema Misra, with whom I was in communication for a long time, and she has done tremendous work she has been doing, and I really appreciate her. And being a woman living in, coming from Bihar, living in Mumbai, she has never forgotten her, birthland, and she has been contributing from Mumbai remotely and at her best level. So, so this logo of Umran is, the women initiatives, and even all the initiatives that goes to my mother. And I thank my mother, who is my origin, perhaps, and some or other way, even I am far away from my country, India. Right now, I am in Turkey, in Istanbul. But because of my mother, I always remain connected to my village and with my mother. And that is why this whole idea came to my mind, Umran even. And she is specifically now the, the initiator, perhaps, of Umran Mahila Manch. And she's illiterate. She can't read and write. She's learning. I'm trying to, when I go back to India, this is my dream that I will be, giving some sort of working together so that my mother can read and write also. And so we thought to do something for women of my village, with whom I am very much connected. And so this logo, it took a lot of time. I thank to Ahmed. He is a graphic designer, and one of the hers is from India, professional designer. So finally, he worked on this logo, and he designed. We were working together to think how it can be, how it would be looking, and go with the logo of Umran. And then finally, we came up with many versions, and then it took a lot of time to give the final shape of the logo. I would like to hear from you how you find. So we thought of like it should be looking like a Indian woman, specifically kind of like a village woman, because I imagine myself much more a villager, and that is my identity. Perhaps I consider, and so I wanted to have a representative of a village woman, looking like a village, representing our own identity and taking pride in that identity as well. So this woman is a village woman, and the village woman, that is my mother also. So I thought of like making a bindi on her head, giving the Orient aesthetic into it, and then the earring, and that is how it came into shape. And its name is Ummi. Ummi is an Arabic word. I have been very much fascinated towards the Arabic words, and Umran is also Arabic word. It means, it has no specific meaning, Umran, but Ibn Khaldun, the sociologist, had used it in terms of society, building society or civilization. So I was inspired from this word. So Umi is Arabic word. It means mother, and illiterate also, the village woman. So that's why I gave this name to this project, Umran Mahila Manch. It is called Umran Mahila Manch. So it is also Umran Mahila Manch India. So it became Umi, and also it gives much more depth to this, this initiative. So this was the idea, and I wish all of you happy International Women's Day. Thank you very much. So maybe you can lead, Dr. Hussain, the panel.
I thank you so much, Rajiv, that not only that logo, but the name is so suggestive and so symbolic of women, of motherhood, of mother, that's what it means in Arabic. So with this, I think we have kind of, began a new chapter in Umran. I mean, of course, we're going to carry forward the work that has already been done. Now, moving forward, I would like to now introduce our panelists. And for this, we had more panelists than actually present today, because due to some, unforeseen circumstances, we could not, I guess Dr. Santosh had to go, and there was another one who could not come today. So we have the panelists that are present today. Yeah, we have Nikita Jain with us. She's a president of Puruskar Foundation. Puruskar Foundation is an NGO, and it works with the motto of serving students of all ages with standard online and offline education. And Mr. Gautam Kumar is the founder. It is awarded by Shiksha Bharti Award and India's Achievers Forum, and they have a team of around 200 volunteers. So we welcome Nikita Jain from Puruskar Foundation. Thank you for joining us. I would now request Nikita Jain to please open the panel discussion with her insight and inputs. Over to you, Nikita.
Thank you for inviting me. Can I share my screen?
Yes, please. Please share your screen.
Okay.
And also, it will be nice that you open your camera as well, so people would
so that
see
we can all see you.
Okay, just give me a second. Actually, there is some network issue at my end. Just give me a second.
Can we invite to Mrs. Prema Misra, and and while she's taking time.
All right. So I think Nikita, will it take more time? Can we move on to the next?
Just a second. Just a second. I think it's done.
It's done. Seems like it's done.
Okay, is my screen visible, just to confirm?
Yes, you
It will take time.
it's blank, but I think
Yeah.
you will share it. Yes, we
No,
can
it's
see your
visible.
screen, Nikita. Please continue.
Is it still blank?
It's white. Oh, it looks like a white. Yeah, now it's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now it is visible.
Nikita, are you speaking?
Oh, my laptop got freeze. I think another person could share. Meanwhile, I'll correct this issue.
Yes, all right. We can move on to our next speaker while you take time. These technical glitches, they keep happening whenever this is the only downside of this online meeting. So I would like to take this opportunity to invite our next speaker, our next panelist. Our next panelist is Prema Mishra. She's the founder of the Impact Entrepreneur. She's an impact entrepreneur, and she has about 29 years of experience as an educator. She is the founder of an MD of U Catapult Foundation. And she's a former CEO, Rainbow International School, Mumbai. She has worked extensively in Delhi with Delhi Public School, GD Goenka. I can see she has a very comprehensive experience with schools, and she's one of those 9 people shortlisted by CBSE and Sports Ministry to define PE curriculum in India. And she's been an advisor and mentor to many NGOs and progressive schools. At present, she's running 20 digital centers in Bihar and 5 digital Machan in Zilla Parishad School. That's great achievement, Prema. We are so happy that you have joined us. So it's over to you. We are looking forward to hear from you.
Thank you so much. In one word, I can tell you that मैं गांव के बच्चों को पढ़ाती हूँ, and I enjoy that. So that is my identity today. I run digital centers. I call them Digital Machan, and it is trademarked now. So we run Digital Machan. We started in Bihar. It's very easy to. I also have a presentation, but somewhere I felt when I saw the presentation, I'm not me. And this work which we do currently with the rural kids, it is all about the intent, what you're trying to do. And this is something it has triggered in 2020. करना क्या है? सब migrants वापस जा रहे थे गांव. क्या मैं कर सकती हूँ? Forget about others. And I realized मैं teachers training कर सकती हूँ. So I was always blessed to work in a school which is one of the best categories. I called the teachers. I said, "Can you do the teachers training program?" We ran pan India, but there was no impact because they were like, उनको नहीं चाहिए था जो मैं कर रही थी. And then I reached out to one organization. I said, बिहार के teachers को train करना. So they said, but how will you train? उनको कैसे पता online कैसे होगा? And this was 2020. I think within a few weeks, we reached out to 578 teachers. And it was a strategic plan. And this is something which has given me inner strength that technology can go to the remotest area. Now in India, as per the data, maybe 55% villages, they have internet connectivity. I have never felt a problem. Just to tell you that my students, they go to railway station and they study with us. I have been often told by people, Prema, internet ki bahut problem hai. I said, problem उसको होती है जिसके पास ऑप्शन होता है. जिसके पास ऑप्शन ही नहीं है उसको प्रॉब्लम मैंने नहीं देखा. So we started in Bihar, and because my limitation which I had, I can't go to Bihar. Nobody knows me there. And then what is my strength? Technology is my strength. But technology is not real to people. But that is the only way we can speed up the thing. So my weakness became my strength. I said, yahi ab real hoga. And we started with 10 centers. I think I sent 45 laptops to remotest area in Bihar, connected, I don't know how many people online on Facebook, connected with so many. But it worked. It really worked. Because जिस energy से हम पढ़ा रहे थे, उस energy से लोगों तक पहुंच रहे थे. 10 centers we created, and we were lucky that we got an opportunity to incubate with IIM Bangalore. And they said, why don't you start in Maharashtra? Then we started with, along with, in collaboration, we started 10 centers in Maharashtra. And I'm happy to share that in 2023, we got first collaboration, and we worked with 110 schools. We also started with reading program and reached out to 12,000 kids. Now, these numbers look so nice because it was live sessions which we used to conduct in Marathi language. So the program which we initiated, we kept improvising, we kept pivoting, and we realized that एक बच्चे हैं उनको जरूरत है information की, knowledge की, and I thought that this is one way we can reach. And I think the topic is power of women in education is something I can relate to when I go to village to meet these people. They said, madam आप क्या करेंगे? I said, बच्चों को पढ़ाना है. So they'll say that, madam internet तो कुछ है नहीं. And today we are targeting aspirational district, 112 aspirational districts in India. We got a collaboration in one district in Maharashtra. We got 100 passionate learners so far. And when I say passionate learners, because we understood that in technology world, only somebody who is committed, resilient, passionate, who can get engaged can only study. So what we realized that it is not for the masses. It is for somebody. But अगर हमने second generation पे काम कर लिया तो क्या ये काम हो सकता है? And that we are fortunate that we are targeting 1,000 students this year in our after school program. And so far we are on our target. And this program is for 8 years. We onboard them in class 8th in our after school program. We offer them the best educational practices which exist in the urban schools. We have Marathi speaking teachers. And going forward, we will do the mentorship in college level, and we'll make sure that every child gets a placement. It's an 8-year program wherein it is college to career. And they are going to be somebody who will be the change maker in the rural community. And that's the whole idea. So thank you so much, Rajiv, for giving me this opportunity to share my work here. And I'm glad that whatever little contribution we could do so far, it has given me my personal ambition, that I know where I'm heading for coming 20 years. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Prema. Thank you. And kudos to your effort. And I just have, can you just give us a little more insight into what the students that you're targeting, and the number is increasing. And of course, technology has been a boon and bane as well. So are these students not enrolled in a regular school? And what sort of curriculum do you have when you say you reach out to them? And how is this, digital machan? I mean, how is it in of course in educating them? So do you have some kind of a recognition in terms of when they, finish some certain course? So basically, I want to know, how are you structured and how do you operate?
Thank you so much for this question, Amina, because we worked on this for almost last 3 years. I'm struggling that we are not a board. NIOS, everybody doesn't know. SIOS, not everybody knows. Open schooling, people, they don't have idea. And we tried reaching to a state government, understand that, can you give us permission to do this? And of course, we are not Marathi speaking community, and I'm not from here. It's very difficult to get in a system and work. And Bihar is also not my place, just to understand. So we came to a conclusion wherein there are two things which was very clear from day one. If you want to work in a rural community, you have to work with the government. It is non-ethical to work in a community, and these students are studying in a school. So first thing is 8 till 8th standard at for the right of education. इन बच्चों को तो स्कूल जाना ही है. फिर आपके पास कौन से बच्चे आएंगे? ये तो सुबह आएंगे नहीं. तो हमने बोला जो आपके पास पैशनेट बच्चे हैं, जिनको सही गाइडेंस नहीं मिल रही है, क्या आप मुझे वो देंगे? अब ये भी उनके पास चैलेंज है, वो कैसे बोलेंगे कि उनके पास ये बच्चों को वो गाइड नहीं करते? आई सेड आप बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा सा मैं भी कंट्रीब्यूट करना चाहती हूँ. So these passionate students, they only give me after selecting from all the blocks which they have. Like every district has 12 to 18 blocks. उन्होंने एक टेस्ट करवाया, 2 rounds of test, और मेरे पास एक ब्लॉक से 100 बच्चा आया क्लास 8th में. और जिसको अब ये गांव का माइंडसेट है, वो जब आएंगे तो एक कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम का माइंडसेट लेके आते हैं, वो रीडिंग का माइंडसेट लेके नहीं आते. एंड हमें पता है वो किधर लेके जाना है, तो हमने कहा देखिए हम वही करेंगे जो आप चाहते हैं. सो द बोर्ड इज SCRT. When I said Marathi teachers, they all are skilled teachers. They are skilled with NCRT and SCRT board. But in Maharashtra, it is a Marathi language because the board, because these kids are going in the Maharashtra board. The second thing is, if there are IT and NEET aspirants, there is a huge gap in SCRT and NCRT course. So we take care of that. So we make sure our teachers are at par with NCRT syllabus. So these things took time for us to understand how it is, what kind of a gap is there in the system. And so these students, they are studying with us in the evening after. That's why we say it's a virtual after school program. And in the morning, they are not going to the tutors. They are studying with us. And we gave them the confidence that if you are studying with us, we'll make sure कि आपका एक career होगा. और हमारा सिर्फ उनसे ask है, we don't charge our parents. Not that they can't pay, but this is a first time we realize that हमने सिर्फ उनसे ये commit किया है कि आप पढ़ेंगे जैसे हम आपके लिए कर रहे हैं, आपको अपने समाज के लिए कर. ये चेन रुकनी नहीं चाहिए. 5 साल के बाद जिस दिन गांव का एक बच्चा इंजीनियर या कोई भी प्रोफेशन में जाता है, और जिस दिन किसान का बच्चा एक लैपटॉप खरीद के मेरे पास आता है कि मेरे बच्चे को पढ़ा दीजिए, उस दिन मेरे को फीस मिल जाएगी. एंड सो फार, जस्ट टू टेल यू अमीना, माय स्टूडेंट्स गॉट 100 out of 100 in maths. My students topped the school and I have never met them, but they are still connected with me. I realize इस पूरे इंटेंट में और इस प्रोग्राम में आपके नियत पे बहुत काम होता है और बिलीव और फेथ पे बहुत काम होता है. तो मुझे बहुत फेथ है कि अगर 4 साल से बिना पैसे लिए अगर मैं ये काम कर सकती हूँ, तो गोइंग फॉरवर्ड आवर टारगेट इज वी वांट टू रीच विद इन, हम 1.25 लाख बच्चों तक पहुंचना चाहते हैं विद इन 10 years ऑफ टाइम. ये नंबर बहुत बड़ा है, लेकिन एक फिजिकल स्कूल से बड़ा है. और मुझे बहुत अचंभा नहीं होगा कि अगर मैंने नंबर हिट कर लिया, बिकॉज आज तक बहुत सेल्फलेस इस पे काम किया और बहुत वापस मिला बच्चों से, और पैसे की कभी दिक्कत नहीं हुई. कमाल की बात यह है, बहुत फरिश्ते थे देने के लिए वाले. तो पहले वी ऑन बोर्ड द स्टूडेंट्स, वी सी हाउ मेनी नंबर्स वी हैव, एंड देन वी go to our philanthropists that look, this is the number, can you please help us with this? We intend to give them this year, after 1 year program, laptop to these kids so that they can study well. The challenge is घर में एक ही फोन है, तो हमारी क्लासेस 7 से 9:30 होती. तो the answer to your question, SCRT board, because that's the mindset. But अगर ये बच्चे 5 साल के बाद इनके छोटे भाई में, तो we have the potential to run our school international board, Cambridge board भी अब बच्चे कर सकते हैं. वो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. बट प्रॉब्लम क्या है, आप राइट बेनिफिशियरी तक पहुंचेंगे कैसे? आई थिंक दिस इज द बिगेस्ट चैलेंज वी फेस्ड सो फार, एंड दैट वी वर लकी बिकॉज द मोर आई इंटरेक्ट विद दीज किड्स, आई गेट मोर पैशनेट एंड आई फील नहीं, अगर हमने नहीं सोचा, हम जैसे भी बहुत सारे लोग काम कर रहे हैं, तो ये टाइम निकल जाएगा. आप टीचर्स ट्रेनिंग कराइए, लीडरशिप ट्रेनिंग कराइए, लेकिन एक पैरेलल सिस्टम में एक जो मेन स्टेक होल्डर है, मेन बेनिफिशियरी, उसके साथ भी काम करिए. ये 5 साल के बाद ये बच्चे फिर कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे अगर कुछ तो हम कर लें. सो दैट्स हाउ वी हैव डिजाइन्ड. सो इट टुक अस सम टाइम टू अंडरस्टैंड, बट यस.
Thank you, Prerna. I can see the passion, even when you speak and what drives and motivates you. So obviously you're working toward this greater transformation, and the gap that you think is still there, though we talk about right to education, the fundamental right. And during the COVID times, we have seen that how, despite all the tragedy, we also saw how the barriers were broken in terms of reaching out with the digital teaching mode that are here to stay. And you're obviously using that to its greatest advantage. So thank you so much, Prema. And now I'm going to move on to Nikita is still having trouble adjusting her PPT. So I'm going to call Avik Das, who's going to add to what Prema has already, started. And Avik Das he works at the Umran Language Academy, and he's going to talk about what Umran is doing, as he's a representative of that in education, in advancing, languages, especially to the children. So our various language courses. So Avik, over to you.
Hello there. Good evening to all my respected professors, admins, students, and a big thanks to Mr. Rajiv Kumar, the director of Umran, to give me this opportunity to represent our very dear Umran Language Academy. My name is Ovik, and I've been teaching Spanish here at Umran for more than 7 months, and I've already taught 2 semesters. So I think I'm capable enough to represent what Umran is doing through its language teaching initiative. Currently, Umran Language School is teaching the most important foreign languages for free by very qualified teachers. We have faculties for French, German, Korean, Japanese, English, Arabic, Turkish, and Spanish. Now, the approach that we take at Umran is not what you get in some of the so-called language learning institutes found in the big cities, who charge a huge sum of money and feed the students some language materials taught by some diploma holders. Now I will tell you how we are different. Firstly, we have teachers here who have themselves studied the languages at the pioneer universities of India and also abroad, and are MA in some of the cases. We can also see we have research scholars who have contributed to the imparting of the knowledge regarding many languages and culture. We have both Indian and international teachers and students. And for students, especially, not anyone can just enter Umran. We have a well-structured entrance test followed by an interview to select the students, so that we only take in students who require our help and who really have the passion for it. So those who are actually looking forward to upskilling their goals, and so therefore we try to find their language potentials, and so that they can enter and they can develop their career. Secondly, we all are connected in this. So we are only connected for the sole purpose of teaching. And here we not only just teach using some materials or some grammar lessons, some traditional methods, but we also get to experiment. And also our teaching goals and models that we experiment, and we even get better. We teachers, we even get better from our experience. And this imparting knowledge of language and culture is our objective. And so we want that it can reach students who are situated, as we're trying to reach the students who are in the remotest places of India, like in the villages, who have no access to digital and a premium language learning institute. And we're doing it for them, to uplift them, to unite them and unleash their potential. Because as you all know, in return, they are not required to pay any high fees or charges, because it's completely free of cost for everyone. But we only require their dedication and participation. So the third point that I want to highlight about the Umran Language Academy is that the way we teach and the students, those who study here. So our courses are short. So 3 months for each course, for each level. And we hold weekend classes of 90 minutes each. And we have our own syllabus that is already updated in the website. We have our materials that we make by ourselves, and we upload on a day-to-day basis. And we focus on all 4 aspects of language. like reading, writing, listening, and speaking, all four. And we conduct cultural programs. And this cultural programs is something that I can guarantee that, like, I myself have never seen in a language institute or at a language academy. Not even in many universities, these cultural programs are held in a course of just 2 or 3 months. In like every 15 days, we have cultural programs where students have to showcase their language skills and their cultural knowledge and perform something interesting that we teach them. So it can be related to music, art, culinary skills, but gastronomy of their country. Maybe they can recite something, or they can even explore the unknown fields of potentials and knowledge. And other than that, there are many other online activities in which we involve students. For example, poetry recitation is one of them that is going to happen today. And fourthly, Umran Language Academy can be said to be the safest language platform today for the women who want to join. Not only is it free, but we have many admins who monitor the classes, the behavior, the skills, and the instructions and participation of the teachers or the students. It's not like they can just miss a class, they don't appear. Both it's applicable to both to the students and teachers. So and in this era, in this era of increasing unemployment, actually, as all you might have been aware of after COVID and also during the COVID situation. So the employment opportunities like startups, small businesses, teaching, freelancing, all these things in language sectors have been growing at a huge pace, at a gigantic pace. So as I can definitely say that not only the jobs have grown in number, but also the salaries have been doubled in foreign languages. When it comes to Spanish, like I can give live data, live examples of what it was 3 years or 4 years before and what it is now. So the relation, India's relation with the other foreign countries, especially, I teach Spanish, so I can vouch for my own language. So it is spoken in more than 20 countries, and all these countries, what happens now is all these countries are economically slowly developing, and India's economic development helps that the relationship with these countries are growing. So vast number of opportunities are growing in Spanish and also in all the other languages as far as the jobs are concerned. So I can say when it comes to strengthen the future of our women and of our youth, there's no better place than Umran. So therefore, in order to conclude, we ask you to spread the message, the work we are doing. It's completely online, at least our for now, our Umran Foreign Language Academy. So I want you to join in numbers. And if you join as a student, and perhaps if you have a good skill, degree, or experience in a different language, then you can also contribute as a volunteer. The teaching skills you will gain at Umran will upgrade and improve your existing teaching skills. So it will enable you to enter bigger jobs and achievements in your career. If you have IT skills, business and maybe management skills, experience in working in an organization, NGO, we ask that you join and contribute your knowledge to us so that we can grow, connect, and build our community and even more. So that we can reach thousands of more students through the world who haven't found their talent yet and potential. So we want to nurture their talents and growth. We are here waiting at Umran for you to come forward. So with this, I want to end my speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Avik. And I just want to add one more thing, that most of the teachers who are teaching at Umran, the language academy where Avik is also there, teaches Spanish. They're also doing it out of pure love and devotion. So there is absolutely no monetary benefit. As you know, this entire organization, most of the people are driven by their passion to contribute and to work for the development and progress, and especially in terms of teaching and education and upliftment and rural women and languages, making it accessible to the most downtrodden, or to the most of the lowest strata. Students can't afford studying international languages. There's expensive courses. So this is a great favor that, I mean, it's a great contribution, I think, to the society, offering them almost free, or maybe at a very nominal price. Rajiv will clarify that. So that we are offering languages, all languages, from Chinese and Russian and English and Spanish. So that's one part. Now I want to move on to Nikita, if she's ready with her presentation, so that we can quickly move ahead.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Nikita, we're running out of a little time, so I would request you to keep it, short and crisp.
Yes, absolutely. Very good evening. Is the screen visible? Right?
Yes, your screen is visible and
visible.
Okay, a very good evening to one and all present here, and thank you for inviting me today. On the behalf of Puraskar Foundation, I extend warm wishes to everyone on the International Women's Day. It's a day to celebrate the achievements of women and acknowledge the journey towards the gender equality. Next slide, please. So there is some statistical data which actually highlights the gender disparity that is currently prevailing in our society. So these data I've collected from the website of UN Women and the National Crime Records Bureau. So it shows that men earn 82% of the India's labor income while leaving just 18% for the women. Shockingly, 27% of the women aged 20 to 24 years are married or in a union before they turn 18. Furthermore, around 14% of the parliamentary seats are held by women currently. That highlights a significant gap in the political representation. Another alarming statistics reveal that 51% of all trafficking victims are children, in which with over 80 being girls. So this statistics actually underscores the urgent need to address the gender disparities. Unequal access to education actually exaggerates this issue as reflected in the literacy rate also. As of 2021, there was 84% of the man literacy rate and just 71% for the women. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So, to combat these challenges, the Puraskar Foundation was established in April 2021 with the goal of providing quality education to students of all ages via both online and offline medium. Next slide, please. Our motto is the gift of education, as our name suggests, Puraskar, which drives our effort to empower individuals through learning. As the saying goes, next slide, please. As the saying goes, that educate a boy and you educate an individual, educate a girl and you educate a community. At Puraskar, we embrace this philosophy wholeheartedly, with 64% of our volunteers being female and over 700 girl students out of total 1,000. We are committed to nurturing talent and fostering the inclusivity. Next slide, please. Currently, we offer classes in over 25 subjects on the daily basis, providing students with the opportunities to explore their creativity and engage with experts through seminars, competitions, and webinars, which we organize on weekly basis. And are one of the most important and another initiative is the Vartalap program or counseling session, which aims to guide over 1,000 students in making informed career choices. So, on this International Women's Day, let us reaffirm our commitment to gender equality and empower women to realize their full potential together so that we can build a more equitable and inclusive society where every individual has the opportunity to thrive. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nikita. I think our next speaker is Rajiv.
Thank you very much. It's very well
Rajiv.
done.
So Rajiv needs no introduction, so I'm just going to simply invite him. Yeah.
Thank you very much. But yes, I do need introduction because, but thank you very much for this. I'll be representing the Umran Mahila Manch. Today we unveiled its logo, and I would like to just share the screen. And while I'm also speaking, as I said, I'm just representing today Umran Mahila Manch. I am one of the volunteer or perhaps supporting element for this women initiative in the rural village, and that village is the my village basically, and where the women of my village are engaged. It was quite challenging, my mother started this whole idea, not exactly she started, but all of a sudden it happened, where my mother started taking much more interest in engaging with women. And that I found very much touched. I was very happy that my mother feel happy, about that. And I am also connected with it. So I felt connected with my mother, and with my mother, I felt connected with the community also. So these women started coming and there, and they are coming there regularly every week, every Sunday they are coming, gathering, talking, singing, doing some sort of workshop, and I'm also now slowly I'm finding what we can do, because my mother doesn't have that much idea to do this, and being a part of my mother, perhaps, and who has educated me and then given me chance to see a lot of things. So maybe I can give back to her, and that is how I initiated this idea of my workshop. I mean, this workshop has been done in is being done, when we are doing such kind of initiative. But I was very much inspired from Bauhaus school, which was founded by Walter Gropius um, in Germany after World War First. So Walter Gropius, he was a founder of a Bauhaus school, which means making houses. But this school was based on art and architecture. So he invited various painters, artists, dramatists, architects, engineers, and they were doing workshop, and they were reflecting on the industrial product, basically how this industrial product can be utilized, can serve humanity, uplift the living standard of human. So this idea inspired me, and I thought I should align this idea with the natural resources to make much more sustainable. And now Germany is doing that, is reviving this Bauhaus culture basically in Germany, and it has initiated a big project. And so this idea I thought, and I wanted to reflect on two important element. I wanted to reflect and think about, how this element can be utilized, which is a very traditional element. And we know that bamboo and banana. Bamboo and banana is a very traditional element which has been accompanying the humanity since long time. And I thought we can, it's very easily available, and it grows also very fast, and it is a very natural, friendly, actually, environmental friendly plant and element basically. So we thought how we can use this element, which is very much accessible in our surrounding, and give a hope to our community to uplift first of all their living standard. Households, as you know that, now what is happening what is the gap, what is the problem in our society, that we don't have a library, one small library. We don't have table and chair to sit and study for their children. Even their children are some of our, still there are big community where their children have not even been to middle school. So if we have this big society backward, then we can't call our country advanced, and we will have a lot of problem, because they will become criminal, or they will become problematic element. So we should go hand in hand. So we are now working on that. We wanted to establish a handicraft industry for women. We are working on that, and then we, initiating this training, skill development training, some sort of. So first, it's a quite challenging. First, we need to work with them. We need to slowly. We need to see their interest. We need to inform them with a lot of things, because we want them to become a stakeholder. We want to become a shareholder of this whole project and beneficiary for this whole project, not to like bring from outside and then make them one of the labor. We want them to become a owner of this whole project. So that is why it is taking a lot of time and it is quite challenging, but we are very hopeful. So this is all we are working on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rajiv, for a very short and very crucial, context to Ummi and the work that you envisage to do and you're doing. Without wasting any more time, I want to now invite Miss Rimbai, who's from Meghalaya and is also an intern with Umran, and she has something to say. She's working with us. And Rimbai, can you hear me? Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please. Over to you.
Should I on my video?
Yeah.
Yes, please switch on your video.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Let me introduce myself first. I am Safila Risa Rambai. I'm from Meghalaya, India, and right now I'm doing my internship in Umran. First of all, I would like to say that Umran is a well-known NGO, and it is doing a great job for women and children as well. As we see that women and children are very vulnerable, and by coming up with innovative way to deal with their situation, we can bring the upliftment of both the children and the women. And I will also like to show my gratitude toward Rajiv sir and Umran team for letting me do my internship in Umran, and so that I'll get to learn from them, and so that I can develop my skill. And that's it from my side.
Can you share your experience of working as an intern, because you work at the groundwork you're doing? So can you share your experience, some challenges, or
The challenges is because I'm quite busy, so that's why that is the challenges. But nonetheless, I want to contribute, so I'll try my best to do it. And Rajiv sir had helped me. The team understand, even now I was late. I joined late. I came from outside just now, so I was late. I appreciate that.
Thank you very much, Safi. I just wanted to say, Safi is
Safi.
Yeah, so has done master in social work, and he has recently joined. And we wanted to hear from her. All of a sudden, we said like, okay, you will be also representing yourself. Both organization and your physicality representation should be there also. So gender representative should be there also. Safi is we wanted to hear how she feels, being an intern, whether she feels like, what kind of communication we have in the communication environment we have, at Umran, virtually, how we communicate with each other, whether it is safe, whether it is warming, welcoming, supportive or not. This is we wanted to hear from Safi,
Okay.
and how we are guiding them, like whether the mentorship.
Yeah, I think, Rajiv, I think Safi made it very clear that despite, and this is what I want to
Yeah.
also say on behalf of all the people who are associated and people who will be joining, because whenever we have these events, we have more students and more professionals coming in, joining in. So I just, as she said, as Safi said, is that we're all busy, but what unites us is our passion and commitment to this work, because we're not doing it for money. It is, we're doing it because we are aligned to that commitment of contributing to the society in whatever respect that we can, and this is credit goes to Rajiv for bringing us together. So that is what Safi says, that despite being busy, we are making time, whether it is the language teachers like, Avik Das and others, our volunteers, Insha and Swasti is there. So it is this commitment is a binding factor. And on Women's International Day, I think we are reasserting and reaffirming that commitment towards the betterment in whatever ways and respect and abilities and skills that we have or that we possess. So now I want to move to Insha, because we're moving on to the end of this program, and Insha will take over. She's also the volunteer and the organizing part of the organizing team of Umran, and she has played important role in calibrating and curating. And this will also give a platform to the students of Umran Language Academy who would like to recite their poems, some of them which they have written it themselves. So over to you, Insha.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Amina. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our special poetry recitation session in celebration of Women's Day. And I'm thrilled to see all of you joining today from the different corners of India. As I have been introduced by Professor Amina, my name is Insha, and I work with Umran Academic Research Organization, and I will be the host for this session. So Women's Day is not just about acknowledging the achievements of women, it's also about recognizing the struggles they have faced and continue to face in pursuit of equality and justice. And what better way to honor their journey than through the art of poetry? So let's celebrate the strength, the resilience, the beauty of women through the power of poetry. Throughout this session, we have a privilege of listening to an array of captivating poems, each reflecting different aspects of womanhood. From tales of triumph to moments of introspection, our poets will take us on a journey of emotions and experiences that resonate deeply with the essence of being a woman on this special occasion. So most of our participants, as Professor Amina already said, that they are the language learners from Umran Green School of Languages. So at Umran, we actually believe in the transformative power of language. It's not just about mastering grammar rules or memorizing vocabulary. It's about opening doors to new cultures, forging connections with people all around the world, and broadening the perspective ways in ways you never thought possible. Before we begin, I'd like to go over a few housekeeping rules. So each poet will have a designated time slot to recite their poem. Please keep your recitations within the allotted time to ensure that everyone gets a chance to share their work. And also remember to mute your microphone when you're not speaking to minimize the background noise. Without further ado, let's dive into the heart of this session, the poetry recitations. Our lineup features an incredible ensemble of talented poets, each bringing their unique perspective to the stage. I encourage you all to listen attentively and embrace the profound message woven into their words. So the first poet is Mr. Indukant. He has published 5 poetry books and is the editor of an online magazine, Advi Yatra, and the title of his poem is Pahadi Auratein. So please unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me for reciting the poetry. Thank you, Rajiv sir and Umran. I am learning a Spanish language here, so I will giving me the opportunity to read out my poem written by me, Pahadi Auratein. Yeah. जिस तरह सूरज की किरणों को छूकर बदल जाता है पहाड़ियों का रंग, जिस तरह सूरज की किरणों को छूकर बदल जाता है पहाड़ियों का रंग, कभी सुनहरी, कभी चंपाई, कभी नीली, कभी तांबाई, कभी काली, कभी पीली। फजा में घुलते इन रंगों को देखकर कुदरत भी रह जाती है दंग। बदलते इन रंगों के साथ साथ बदलते हैं पहाड़ी औरत के मन के रंग। बदलते इन रंगों के साथ साथ बदलते हैं पहाड़ी औरत के मन के रंग। उसका इंद्रधनुषी मन गाने लगता है प्रेम के गीत। कभी डसती है उसे विरह की पीड़ा, कभी बनती है राधा, कभी बनती है मीरा। कभी बदरी की बूंदों सा भीग जाता उसका बदन, कभी तड़पा जाती उसे पीले चांद की छुअन। कभी लाल गुलाब सा खिल उठता उसका चेहरा, कभी काली रात का सहती वो पहरा। कभी सुरमई सांझ में होती तब्दील, कभी तन्हाइयां जाती उसको लील। कभी सुनहरे ख्वाबों को बुनती, कभी टूटी किरचों को चुनती। कभी नीले आकाश पर लफ्ज़े मोहब्बत लिखती, कभी उसकी किस्मत पर रोती धरती। कभी चंपई शाम के सिरहाने जब जिंदगी लगी गुनगुनाने, कभी चंपई शाम के सिरहाने जब जिंदगी लगी गुनगुनाने। मुझे बहुत याद आई वो पहाड़ी औरतें, जिनके तांबाई बदन की आंच से चांद की किरणें भी गरमा जाती हैं। वो रंग बिरंगी पहाड़ी औरतें किसी जादूगरनी की मानिंद दुनिया के जर्रे जर्रे को अपनी मीठी मुस्कान से सजा जाती हैं, अपनी मीठी मुस्कान से सजा जाती हैं। शुक्रिया। शुक्रिया।
Thank you so much. Thank you so
धन्यवाद।
much, Indu. It was really an honor to have you here. So our next is Shubham
Thank
Bhardwaj. He has a background in literature and works in the PR team of Umran. The title of his poem is Sisters of Light. Please, Shubham, unmute yourself.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Shubham, you're audible.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Umran, for inviting me. I'm Subham Bhardwaj. I'm currently a PGDM student at the Chandgupta Institute of Management, Patna. Moreover, I have my bachelor's in English language and literature, and I am right now, it's my the second week of working with Umran as marketing and outreach intern. And in this week, I have got to learn many things from my university, from my industry mentor, Rajiv sir, who fortunately also happens to be the founder of Umran. So without taking much time, as the time is less, I will directly move to the poetry. I will not reveal the name of the writer because he has the one who has wrote the poetry has not asked me to reveal. So as you said, the title says Sisters of Light. The poetry says, in shadows deep, two beacons brightly shone. Savitribai Fatima, names adored. Their words like seeds in fertile hearts we were sown. Injustice fought, enlightenment they stored. Savitribai, with courage underrated, pioneered paths where very few dared to tread before. In classrooms where her wisdom freely strayed, she sowed the seeds of knowledge to explore. Fatima, her companion, true and strong, together they embraced the noble quest. Their voices joined in an empowering song for women rights they never paused to rest. On this day, we honor their legacy, their vision like a beacon, still aglow. We carry forth their flame with dignity, in solidarity. Let our voices flow. For every woman, let our hearts unite in sisterhood. We shine with purest light. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shubham. That was indeed a poetic tribute to to Fatima Sheikh and Savitribai Phule. So the next participant is Safa Larissa Rimbai from the School of English at UGS. She'll be sharing her poem titled Women, which encapsulates the spirit of and the resilience in the face of adversity. Safa Larissa, stage is yours.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, please continue. You're audible. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good evening, everyone, once again. I am Safila Risarambai, and I am an intern. So my poem is about it's about women, and while writing the poem, I was I was confused. What should I write? And after that, I want to write something that when a woman read it, she'll feel powerful. So here's my poem. I am a woman. I am a mother, a sister, a wife, a grandmother, a friend. I am strong, passionate, ambitious, and hardworking. I give my best in everything I do. I am a woman. I get tired sometimes, but I never stop growing. I am bold, powerful, and independent. I know my worth. I am a woman. I fall and rise. I smile in the hardest moments. I am kind, lovely, splendid, and adventurous. I love myself. I love being a woman. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your poetry. So our next participant is Ovik Das. I hope you all remember that he has been teaching Spanish at UGS for more than a year, and he will be reciting a poem in Spanish.
Hello everyone. My poem is in Spanish, so it may take like more than 2 minutes because I would also like to add the English translation for all of you to be able to understand my poem. It's not my poem, but it's a very popular poem in Latin American literature, which was written by Alfonsina Storni. So she was an Argentine, a Swiss Argentine writer, and was among the first women to find success in the male-dominated arenas of literature and theater in Argentina. And so in her work, she talks about a wide range of topics. It can range from politics to gender roles and especially discrimination against women. And the topic of my poem is about this. So I will start. The name of the poem is Tú me quieres blanca. Tú me quieres blanca. Tú me quieres alba. Me quieres de espumas, me quieres de nácar, que sea azucena, sobre todas, Kafka, de perfume tenue, corola cerrada. Ni un rayo de luna filtrado me haya, ni una margarita se diga mi hermana. Tú me quieres nibia, tú me quieres blanca, tú me quieres alba, tú que hubiste todas las copas en mano, de frutos y mieles los labios morados, tú que en el banquete cubierto de pampanos dejaste las carnes festejando a Baco, tú que en los jardines negros del engaño, vestido de rojo, corriste al estrago, tú que el esqueleto conservas intacto, no sé todavía por cuáles milagros, me pretendes blanca, Dios te lo perdone, me pretendes casta, Dios te lo perdone, me pretendes alba. Huye hacia los bosques, vete a la montaña, limpiate la boca, vive en las cabañas, toca con las manos la tierra mojada. Alimenta el cuerpo con raíz amarga, bebe de las rocas, duerme sobre escarcha, renueva tejidos con salitre y agua, habla con los pájaros y lévate el alba. Y cuando las carnes te sean tornadas, y cuando hayas puesto en ellas el alma, y por las alcobas se quedó enredada, entonces, buen hombre, preténdeme blanca, preténdeme nibia, preténdeme casta. Now, without further ado, I would like to read out the English translation so that you can understand what she is talking about. So the title of the poetry is You Want Me to Be the Dawn. You want me to be the dawn. You want me made of sea spray, made of mother of pearl, that I be a lily, chaste above all others, of tenuous perfume, a blossom closed, that not even a moonbeam might have touched me, nor a daisy, call herself my sister. You want me like snow, you want me white, you want me to be the dawn. You, who had all the cups before you of fruit and honey, lips dyed purple, you, who in the banquet covered in grapevines let go of your flesh, celebrating Bacchus, you, who in the dark gardens of deceit dressed in red ran towards destruction, you, who maintain your bones intact, only by some miracle of which I know not. You ask that I be white, may God forgive you. You ask that I be chaste, may God forgive you. You ask that I be the dawn. Flee towards the forest, go to the mountains, clean your mouth, live in a hut, touch with your hands the damp earth, feed yourself with bitter roots, drink from the rocks, sleep on the frost, clean your clothes with saltpeter and water, talk with the birds and set sail at dawn, and when your flesh has returned to you, and when you have put into it the soul that through the bedrooms became entangled, then, good man, ask that I be white, ask that I be like the snow, ask that I be chaste. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Avik. So our final participant is Arshia Fatima Tanzil. She is a PR coordinator at UGS. She's also learning Arabic language at Umran. Arshia, you can unmute yourself.
A very good evening, one and all. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. First of all the women there, a very happy International Day, Women's Day to you all. And this evening has been very philosophical throughout. We've been talking about women empowerment. And there's this one small couplet that I'd written quite some time ago. And here I'd like to read this on this platform. This is about a woman who's crying out loud against a very bright and a colorful background of life. So it might be a little too sentimental to a few of you, but I'd like to, however, go further with this. The poem is titled, I'm Not a Captive. I am not a captive of your thoughts. I am not a captive of your lines. I am not a captive of your deeds. Not today. You tried every trial, you tried every move, you tried every path, you tried every way. But my spirit did not die. My inner thirst was not quenched, my raging fire did not extinguish. The more you curbed, the more I rose to fly. The more you suppressed, the more I ventured. The more you obstructed, the more I was fortified. The more you fed your ego, the more I enriched my confidence. The more you abused, the more I distanced myself from you. The more you stopped, all the more I started. Why? Why do you instill this fear in the other? The fear of loss, the fear of being helpless, the fear of being a living corpse. Dear friend, I am victorious today, for I have learned to fight every fear. The fear that was bottled up in my heart has flown away today. The unfolded fabrication of truth you declare to the rest is beyond my power to understand, is beyond my power to acknowledge, is beyond my power to appreciate, is beyond my power to believe, and is something I will unleash, not just today, but every other day beyond today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Arshia. Thank you. That was truly a great creative piece. So as our event draws to a close, I would like to recite one of my poems also. The title of my poem is On the Art of Killing Desires. Grooming the hollow spaces, wiping cups, plates, and stains on the soul, soaking choked dreams with stenching shirts, shorts, and socks, sweeping dirt under the rug of unfulfilled desires. Alone, she thinks of those who seemingly fly among her kind. Soon she slips in one such minds, and look what she finds. Another juggler, a call here, a whip there, chasing deadlines after deadlines. Time always timed out. A minute with a weeping child, and next at the kitchen sink. An abusive husband, yelling for shoes, a life fragmented, a being tattered, living, giving, and loving all at once. A tug, and she comes back to her home, to her senses, and to herself as a woman who now recognizes the meaning of her being. Be it a slave or seemingly free, both are skilled, both artists, possessing the art of killing desires, for him, for her, for them, and for all of us. Thank you so much, all. And with this, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for being a part of this celebration. Today, we have not only honored the women who came before us, but also reaffirmed our commitment to creating a more inclusive and an equitable world for future generations. I'd like to extend a special thank you to our keynote speaker, Professor Amina Hussain, our panelists, Nikita Jain, Prema Mishra, Ovik, and the poets for their incredible contributions. Your words have stirred our hearts and ignited our imaginations. Thank you for reminding us of the limitless power of poetry to inspire the change. As a bid farewell, let us carry the spirit of Women's Day with us beyond this virtual gathering. Let us continue to uplift and empower women in our own communities and strive towards a future where every woman's voice is heard and valued. Thank you once again, and happy Women's Day to all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I have shared the link for the certificate participation. Those who wants, they can fill up the form. I have shared in the chat box, so you can take it, the link. Thank you very much, and happy Women's Day. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for staying in till the late, and happy Women's Day.
Thank you. Thanks all.
Should I cut it?
Thank you, everyone.